Hi there, it's Peter here again, the guy who hates tomatoes but loves front-end development, and today I've got a quick update from the CSSConfAU 2015 which I attended last week. Okay, so this video is gonna be full of Sass tricks and tips and mixins. So if you're not into Sass, turn the video off and go and watch some funny guy talking on YouTube or something else. But if you're a curious front-end developer, modern front-end developer, then keep watching. The first lesson from the CSSConf is related to Sass mixing colors. Okay, so how do you mix colors together to create a subtle color tinting, and how do you create a color scheme for your application or website? So Katie Kurkowski, in her Color in the Real World talk, she talked about how artists used mixing colors to create depth in their pictures, and I've been using the lighten and darken for some time, and I knew there are other options but never dive into it. So this was a great talk which summarized how we can mix colors together to come up with a color scheme for our application or website. Okay, so darken, lighten, there is a saturate, desaturate, transparentize, which makes it more transparent, then the complement color, inverting colors, and mixing two colors together. Okay, so mix color would take blue and green 50%, 50%, and the resulting color would be spit out in the CSS, and then the blue and green with 75 means that there will be 75 of the blue. So the first value in the mix function is what's related to the 75%, means there is only 25% of green. Okay, so if we revert it, you see that this color is closer to green. Okay, and then you can mix it all together, have blue mixed with a complement of blue of 75. So as I said, these are quite powerful when it comes to mixing colors with Sass. The lighten and darken functions quickly blow out the color all the way to black and white. So you can use mix colors for more subtle color tinting and shading. And here you can find all the links to her slides as well. The second lesson for me was the 5 tips for developing multi-themed website. Okay, so 5 approaches how you can deal with building a website for a client, which is a SaaS project, so software as a service, white label, multi-site hubs, or social network clients. Okay, so basically you creating a website where you giving the user or the client the option or the flexibility to change the color scheme, and how do you then set up your CSS or SaaS project. Okay, so Harry Roberts talked in his 4.5 methods for theming in CSS or SCSS. He covered these useful techniques. Okay, so this article actually summarized all of them. I don't want to go through all of them at the moment. There are also the slides included, but it was very handy talk, because currently I'm working on a project where some of these tips will be, I can apply some of these tips, and so they will be very useful. So one of the handy things I've learned on this talk was the add, to have the add after a class inside of the initial CSS or Sass declaration. And what this means is that's when the T red is on any parent element, then the tabs will change the color to red. Okay, so I always use this in front of the class, means that the tabs, when the tabs had the class T blue, then it would change to blue color, but I didn't realize that actually it can be applied after that as well. And I can see now I've got an actually error here. This should be semicolon and not columns. Okay, so I need to update that article. But yeah, this was a handy thing for me. Lesson number 3 is move away from old habits. Okay, this is based on the talk from Michael Riedmuller, who talked in his very funny speech about the old tricks, old CSS tricks that we're using today, but we can say bye to them and how we can treat them in 2015. Okay, so clearfix is one of them. It's probably the most used hack these days. It's we usually add a class clearfix or empty div at the bottom of the element which has some elements inside of it floating. And today you can use the Sass mixin and include the clearfix inside of it. So the resulting CSS, so let's say we've got a columns, and inside of it we'll have column left floating left, column right floating right, and we want the columns to be cleared. Then we can just include clearfix like that, and this is what will be rendered in the final CSS style sheet. Okay, so I included a simple CodePen demo so you can see how it's applied, how the mixin is applied to the columns. Okay, so as you can see, the columns has include clearfix, which is the same as if we would include class clearfix on the columns container. Okay, he also talked about how we should use starting the viewport units. So VH for viewport height and VW for the viewport width, and also the Vmin and Vmax. Okay, again, I've got a little CodePen demo here, so you can see the VH and the Vmin and Vmax in action. You can read the full article and learn more about how to mix colors with Sass, how to deal with multi-themed websites, and how to say bye to some old CSS hacks on my blog. So if you go to ihatetomatoes.net and you find what I've learned at CSSConfAU 2015 article, you will see all these CodePen demos in there. Okay, it was really good to attend the CSSConf. I'll definitely be back next year. It was great to hang out with people like Sarah, talked about SVG as well. Her talk was great. And obviously I could go on for ages, but I wanted to sort of summarize the Sass lesson for me, and hopefully they are useful for you as well. So go check out the blog post, and until next time, happy coding. Bye.